Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sylvester, and I'd like to welcome you to the Librarian Spotlight program today. On today's edition, we have a wonderful librarian all the way from Kenya in Africa, the person of David Koech. He is our librarian of the month for April. And as we usually do in the Librarian Spotlight Africa, we are going to be having a conversation with David Koech. He's going to tell us about his career trajectory, experiences, accomplishments, and challenges today. And that's why we are all here. So, but before we get the program started, I would like to say a very big and warm welcome to everyone. So, if you have just joined, I see that the numbers are increasing gradually. If you have just joined us, please tell us your name and where you're watching from. You know that's how we do it here. You are the breaking news actually, and this is Librarian Spotlight Africa. Tell us your name and where you're watching from. For instance, you could type, my name is Sylvester, and I'm watching from Kenya, or I'm watching from Nigeria, or you mentioned the states where you're watching from. So, having said that, this is the Librarian Spotlight. This is the season 2, season 2025. We commenced this initiative last year. And this month, I don't need to make you guess any because I already let David Koech is our librarian of this month. But the big question is, what makes David Koech our librarian for the month of April? We're going to be finding out very, very soon. And please help us know that you are here by telling us your name and where you're watching from. We want to identify with you. We want to recognize you. We appreciate that you are here. So I want to quickly let us know that the Librarian Spotlight Africa is an initiative dedicated to recognizing and celebrating librarians from across Africa, their contributions, their accomplishments to the African continent. And this program does that through storytelling, by telling the stories of these outstanding librarians. And we celebrate them, not just celebrate them, we hope that their stories will inspire a lot of people. I see my colleague, Dr. Oladokun. Thank you so much for being here. Bolaji, thank you for being here. From Akwa Ibom State, we are excited to have you here. Just we have just one more minute to recognize all those who are here, especially those, if you're joining for the first time, please introduce yourself and tell us where you're watching from. I see Caroline. Caroline, that name sounds very familiar. Caroline is watching from Kenya. We're glad that you're here. Thank you, Caroline, for being here. Thank you so much. I was just talking about the Librarian Spotlight Africa and what we do. We've had several editions celebrating and spotlighting librarians from different parts of the African continent. And today we are going to be using this program to guide what we will do. After these open formalities that I'm doing right now, we will go right into to introduce our Librarian of the Month. There's a short documentary that our team has put together. We'll listen and watch that documentary to know why we have nominated, okay, not we. So after now, I'm going to share with us in the comment section. We now have on the Librarian Spotlight Africa website where people can now nominate a librarian. As you can see on the screen, people can now nominate a librarian. Just go to www.digitallibrarian.com/LSA, and then you will see a place where you can nominate a librarian. Okay, and you just click on nominate a librarian here, and then you will nominate a librarian that you would like for us to spotlight from any part of Africa. And based on nominations we received, according to our rubrics and criteria for choosing a Librarian of the Month, the evaluation committee decided to celebrate David Koech today. I see Grace participating from Kenya. Grace, you're welcome. Thank you for being here today. I was just trying to give us a run through on what the Librarian Spotlight Initiative is all about. To visit our website, it's on the screen. The URL is on the screen. However, I'm going to be posting on the screen now a link where you can share with us your feedback. Help us to evaluate the effectiveness of this program. This program is not just to celebrate librarians. We are trying to, it's a sort of an intervention to solve the problem about the perception that people, the perception of the public about librarianship, and how to help us develop in our profession. So help us take the survey. That's the link will be posted shortly. So that will help us know how well this program is meeting the problems that we are hoping to solve in librarianship. Now, having said that, we are going to go into the interview proper. But before we do that, pardon me to go on a very short break, and then we'll continue. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. This time I'm not here alone. I'm back with our honoree for today, the president of David Koech. Mr. David Koech, good evening, sir, and how are you doing today?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm truly honored, so I'm excited to be here with you.
Okay, you can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yes, you are clear and loud.
Okay, thank you very much. So, sir, I want to say thank you so much for being on the Librarian Spotlight Africa today. Today, we're going to be having a conversation with you. We want to learn some things about you. But before we do that, we want our viewers to learn more about you through this documentary. So we're going to be introducing Mr. David Koech. Everyone sit back, relax, and enjoy this documentary.
This April, the Librarian Spotlight Africa shines on David Koech as our Librarian of the Month, a passionate advocate for open knowledge, media and information literacy, and sustainable librarianship, whose work is empowering communities and transforming access to knowledge in Kenya.
David Kipchichi Koech
is a result-driven library and information specialist with over 7 years of experience in delivering high-quality information services across diverse academic and research settings. His expertise spans library systems such as Koech, refeed, cataloging, OER, metadata management, research support, and inclusive communication through sign languages. He holds a diploma in information studies and certificate in library and information science from Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology in Kenya. Currently, he serves as a library attendant at Kabarak University in Kenya, where he has optimized resources management, led users education programs, and implemented innovative systems to streamline library operations. His impact extends beyond the university through his role as coordinator for Open Access, OER, and InfoLibNet in Ethiopia, where he developed strategic framework to integrate open knowledge resources into academic institutions across Africa. As the founder of Library Matters Initiative in Africa, David is a vocal advocate for inclusive information access. He has translated UNESCO's open educational resources material into Kiswahili and led digital literacy campaigns that empower both educators and students. David exemplifies leadership by delivering digital literacy training during the COVID-19 pandemic to teaching Kenya sign languages to university staff. David was also recognized as a Young African Library Leader in 2021 and belongs to organizations like FARA, YALI, and International Society for Seed Science. His passion for library innovation, equity, and advocacy is inspiring a new generation of librarians committed to shaping the future of libraries in Africa.
Please join us in celebrating our Outstanding Librarian of the Month for April 2025, David Kipchichi Koech.
We're glad. Thank you. I'm sorry I experienced some network glitches there, so I wasn't sure if the video was playing and if it was playing properly. So David, glad to finally learn more about you. I've actually admired you from social media. We've not met in person. I know about you. I know about your work. So for a start, the first question I'd like to ask you is, I think we should start with your journey. Let's get to know what inspired you to pursue a career in librarianship, and how did that journey lead to your current role at Kabarak University? I think let's start from there, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I believe you can hear me. My name is David Koech, and thank you, Sylvester, Ebhonu, for that wonderful question. I was inspired, actually, to pursue this career in librarianship because I have always had that passion, that desire in serving people and making information easy for everyone to access. And when it comes to libraries, I wanted to help build a space where library services are truly community-driven, welcoming people from all walks of life. Along my journey, I have learned how important it is to engage with diverse users, listening to their information needs, understanding their different backgrounds, and making sure that library feels like a home for all. I also realized that libraries are not just about books. They are the key players in actually linking their activities and services to the Sustainable Development Goals, which are the SDGs. And it focuses on the 5 main goals which are referred to as the 5 Ps, the people, the planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. Now, this passion for service, diversity, and being community-centered led me to my current role at Kabarak University, where I continue to grow and actually create spaces that truly serve everyone, and actually being mindful of others. Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. That's such a beautiful foundation. I think going further in this interview, when I was making a search for some media files to use for this demonstration, I came across some of your works related to SDGs, and I believe we'll get to that part. But at the moment, I would like you to tell us more about your work, the kind of work you do. It spans physical spaces and digital spaces. All right. I've seen you. I don't know. You are kind of, should I say, the Nigerian version, the Kenyan version of me. The way I see you in Kenya and what you do in Kenya, I just admire what you do so much. So how have you balanced innovation with the traditional values of librarianship in the work you do in Kenya?
Actually, you must agree with me that in this high technology world, it is clear that technology is here to stay. And I believe that everyone is agreeing on that statement. Now, instead of seeing this technology as a challenge, I see it as a great opportunity, right? And we now have so many tools that we can use to connect with our online patrons, especially those who are learning remotely. Platforms like Google Meet, Zoom meeting, actually are made it possible to deliver information literacy sessions to students wherever they are. And we can teach them, we can guide, we can support them in real time, just like we would in a physical classroom. Also, using tools like Google Forms has helped us to collect feedback quickly and easily, making it possible to improve our services based on what users really need. Now, technology has allowed me to reach more people and, more importantly, break those barriers and make information easier to access. But I always make sure that that personal touch, community connection, and respect for users stay at the center of everything that I do. It's not about replacing the old ways. It's about using the tools to keep the spirit of librarianship actually alive and even stronger.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That's brilliant, because I was going to ask how you would close and what you recommend, and that's such a great recommendation. So that leads me to my next question, because like I said earlier, I've seen you in a few webinars. I've seen you speak. I've watched some of your training videos online, and I think many people, perhaps just like me, know you or see you as an advocate for open and inclusive knowledge access, and by their digital footprints, you know them. So I would like for you to share with us briefly, if there was a particular, or let's say, was there a personal experience you had that inspired your interest in open educational resources, and sign language accessibility. These are two areas that have your digital footprint show you engaged in more. So what's the attraction? What was that special moment that got you endeared to these areas?
Kindly repeat that question. There's something I missed.
Oh, okay. Pardon
Yes.
me. I was saying that you're someone whose digital footprint shows that you do a lot of work in open knowledge practices, open educational resources. You get involved with that, and as well as sign language accessibility. So I was asking, was there a special time in your life that you decided that this is an area you are going to major on? What was that thing that made you toil this path?
All right. Let me start by saying that working in the library, I see how expensive higher education has currently become, and many institutions are really struggling with finances. And as a result of that, many of these institutions are practicing what we call cost-cutting measures. And one measure that libraries should embrace is openness. And in libraries, acquiring information materials, which are the textbooks, can be very expensive. And but by embracing this openness, or what we call open education, faculty can take advantage of the freedoms provided by the open license. Remember that for example, the open education resources, we all know that they are the carriers of the open licenses. And additionally, in learning sign language, this one is a great way to enhance inclusivity and, and ensure that no one is left behind. This one is a slogan of the SDG, leaving no one behind. After all, everyone deserves a fair chance at education. So that's
Yes.
why I'm embracing this openness. Yeah.
Amazing. Hi, David. Can you hear me? Hi, David.
Yes, I can hear you. You are loud and clear.
Okay, I'm so sorry, everyone. Nowadays, it's getting more difficult to not experience network challenges. It's getting really more difficult to not experience internet challenges. So I don't know if you got my question. I was trying to ask about linguistic inclusion, and because of the work you did in translating OER materials into Kiswahili for your audience. So can you tell us briefly about that, please?
Okay, thank you for that question. This idea of behind open educational resources, the OER, is to make knowledge freely accessible to everyone. But you know, it only work if people can understand the content. By translating OER local into Kiswahili, actually, it is we were trying to help break down language barriers that might otherwise exclude a large group of people. You know that, or yeah, language actually is play a key role in ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their background or location, can have access and benefit from educational resources. In essence, without this inclusion, we risk leaving people behind in empowering them. Remember that when we were translating this OER logo, it was a collective responsibility. We did as a librarians across Africa. It was not me alone, and we decided that we are going to translate this logo into our African languages so that we can have our people understand what it is. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that clarity on the work you did regarding the translation of OERs in Kenya. That leads me also to some of the other contributions you have made as a librarian during the COVID-19 period, because going through your digital footprints, there are so many work you did during year 2020. I have clips of some of those shots. So I was going to ask you to tell us briefly about the work that characterized everything you did during that period as a professional.
Yeah, thank you, Sylvester, for that great question. I must say this was the starting point of my life. All right. Now, during this COVID-19 or during COVID time, we all know that libraries were closed, and people's need of information was greater than ever. We can all testify that. And in 2020, I actually responded proactively by creating online session to support students and library users who were struggling with learning. Actually, they were struggling with remote learning. Okay, some of the topics which I covered was accessing information in the library, avoiding plagiarism, developing a search strategy, representing ourselves well online, digital networks for learning and research, defining information needs, and referencing and attributing sources. It wasn't an easy time for me personally either. I actually lost my job during COVID-19 pandemic. But even though I was no longer officially employed, that didn't stop me from doing what was right. I received so many calls from students saying, David, please, I have a challenge with this and that. They truly needed help, and I explained that I was no longer at the workplace, but they insisted they still wanted my support. At that time, life was also very expensive, and I used my own money to educate using those online sessions to create learning materials and to keep the session going. Even though no one was paying me for it, I served them faithfully. And because uh, and because for me it wasn't just about a job, it was about serving God and serving the community. Their learning mattered, and that was enough reason to keep me going. And you may also notice that most of my videos from that time were not, actually it's not clear. If you can watch them, it is not clear, including the pictures. That's because
yes, I was going to ask you about that.
That's because I didn't have access to a smartphone. I was using a basic button phone to record myself and to teach. But even with those limitations, I did my best with what I had. I did.
Yeah.
Actually, I did most of my videos on Sundays when I was not busy with other responsibilities. On weekdays, I recorded them around 8 p.m. East African time after finishing my work for the day. Despite the tiredness and long hours, I stayed committed because I had a mission and I knew I was called to fulfill it.
Amazing, amazing. Sincerely, I'm touched and inspired by your story, the resilience and the passion, and how you, regardless of the challenges that were before you, because I can imagine when I see some of these videos, you know, when I watch and listen to you teach in these videos, you know, like I mentioned to you, the quality of what you were teaching was rich, okay, but the video quality wasn't it wasn't really clear, okay. And imagine if you had all the resources as a librarian, let's say a good smartphone, a good microphone and all that. As a librarian, that would help your video quality to come out better and reach out to more people. And sincerely, I really want to celebrate you, not just the Librarian Spotlight Africa celebrating you today, but personally myself, understanding what it takes to create content, to come out there, to want to teach people the little that you know, regardless of the discouragements you find. It's really something. Well done, and thank you so much for all you have done. So I would like to ask a follow-up question on this. The question, I don't know how to come in regarding this question. What is support like in Kenya? Support for librarianship. What are the perception of people, the general public, about librarianship in your country? What's the perception? Do people respect your job? Do they feel that you do so much? Do they respect what you do, and do they appreciate what you do as a librarian? This is the question I would like to ask.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. Concerning that question, I can say in Kenya, we can share a common problem in Africa, right? You can find a challenge we face in Kenya, we can also face in another country. But truly, this profession is not much recognized the way it should be. And I think we must wake up as information professionals to stand and fight for it. Because I have witnessed a number of students, someone in the beginning, they go for their education in librarianship. And then after finishing or graduating, you know, there is no job, there is this and this, you know, this student go for another program. And then, you know, they leave behind this profession. I think there is a challenge, and as the librarians, we need to champion for this profession. We need to speak about it. We need to speak live about our profession. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's look at, there's a picture on the screen right now that I'd like you to look at. And I think some of them are related to some of the initiatives you've carried out. I think they will make more sense to you. So I would like you to speak to some of them, because in most of these activities, you are seen advocating for libraries in communities, in schools. And I remember you mentioning social vices in Kenya, and you trying to solve those problems with your initiatives. So can you talk to these pictures we see on the screen and the work you have done in trying to bring out young people from social vices and the challenges of the economy and all that? Let's hear from you, please.
Okay, thank you. You know, as a librarian, you are a source of information. And if you have the information, you must share that information, you must educate the community. And in Kenya, I must say this, it is unfortunate that people are silent. We have, I call it a monster in my views or in my perspective, a monster which is called gambling. This is something that has really made our young men and women to lose their lives or lose their way, all right? And the depression that often follows. I believe it is important to face this directly, and we call it spade and not a big school, right? And through library initiatives and advocacy, we need to educate young people about the dangers of probably this particular gambling and the false promises it offers. And I remind them that there is no such a thing as a miracle wealth overnight, all right? So real success actually comes from hard work and patience and resilience. Life has its struggle, and it's important to understand that progress is made step by step, okay? And now, currently, I use my social media platform to raise awareness about the effects, for example, for this gambling. I also created a WhatsApp group called Jobs Are Available, where I share job opportunities with young Kenyans. And currently, I have over 50 participants. And my goal is to guide them towards better choices and help them build a future based on effort and responsibility. I truly believe that through these efforts, we can raise a responsible and empowered generation. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. I really love how well the clarity you bring into the responses you provide. Thank you so much. So very quickly, I would like you to also speak briefly about InfoLibNet. You founded the Library Matters Initiative Africa. I would like you to tell us what's the initiative about, also about InfoLibNet, your role at InfoLibNet in Ethiopia, the blog by Mulugeta, I believe. What's the the initiative about that you found, and what's the impact been so far since the inception?
All right. Yes, actually, I am the founder of Library Matters Initiative Africa, and this initiative was founded in 2022 after I was nominated to be the Young African Library Leader Fellowship, and from my deep belief that libraries are powerful spaces for community growth, education, and social change. Now, Library Matters Initiative Africa, which is the LMI-AFRICA blog, is all about making libraries more visible, vibrant and active in their communities. One of our key areas of focus is open education, making sure that knowledge and learning resources are freely available to everyone, not just a privileged few. Okay, and we also actively promote and support the curation of educational resources, the OER, around the world. There are so many rich, openly and freely available educational materials, but the real work is making sure they are well organized, easy to find, and shared in ways that truly benefit learners. And one of the challenges that we have faced, or the challenges that we have had the faculty is facing, is how to find this OER. Now, this OER is solving this particular problem, all right? And through our platform, we help librarians and educators, and also the students discover, to adapt and use open education resources to enhance teaching and learning. And open education is not just about free access, all right? We must note that it is not about free access, all right? It's about giving people the freedom to reuse, to remix, revise, retain, and redistribute knowledge. Those are the 5 R of OER, or the advantages of open educational resources, the 5 R's. Now, since we started the journey, it has been an amazing, okay? And we have managed to spark important conversations about the future of libraries, digital skills, and open knowledge. We have also built a strong network with library professionals across Africa, and connected with a global open education community, like Open Education Network. This one I'm really proud of, because through this network, I got scholarship to study open librarianship from the University of Minnesota. And watching communities grow stronger because they have better access to information and learning resources has been the most rewarding part of this work. This one I can testify, and it has shown me that openness is key to real lasting change in education and libraries. All right. Yes. So that's about the LMI-AFRICA, the Library Matters Initiative Africa. And addition to this, I'm one of the coordinator of open access with InfloLib in Ethiopia, where we are advocating for open access and open educational resources. And I believe in the actually recent soon we will be able to have some training on this free access and open educational resources. We need to differentiate, you know, when we talk about free access resources and open educational resources, those are different things. All right, we should be able to understand that open access is different from actually the open access and free access. Those are two different things, okay? Because one has the open license and the other one has a license which does not allow you to utilize the 5 R's of open educational resources. Yes.
Amazing. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. So we are going to, we're gradually coming to an end of this interaction today. I would like us to know that the high point of this program is where we declare David Koech officially as Librarian of the Month and present to him the certificate to that effect. And shortly, immediately we are through with this set of questions, we will get to that point. Okay, so I would like to, there's something I've been skipping, and that's your role. I think one time you were the Young African Library Leaders. There was a fellowship powered by the Library-AFRICA that you were part of, that you were a beneficiary. How has that program influenced your career since you completed that fellowship?
Yes. It was a turning point in my life, and it boosted my confidence. Remember that day, you know, before I was appointed, you know, you were so afraid. Even the public speaking was not good. So it really boosted my confidence to face the public, okay? It opened doors to incredible networks, all right? And pushed me to dream even bigger. That's where I fully embraced the idea of starting my capstone project and eventually creating or starting the LMI-AFRICA blog. So it gave me a sense of responsibility, not just to grow myself, but also to uplift or to lift others with me. Yes.
Wow, amazing. That's really amazing. So my final set of questions for you today is, okay, I think I have a picture that best represents that. Because, yes, this picture best represents the set of questions, the last questions I want to ask you. And the question, why I use this picture is you seem to be someone who is so excited about your job as a library staff. You seem to love the job librarianship so much. If you were not a librarian right now, what other profession would you have found yourself? Let me start with that question first of all.
Let me say, based on what I've been doing, I can say I could go for video editing because I really love storytelling and being able to create high quality videos that would enable me share even more powerful stories about libraries and knowledge.
That's beautiful.
Yes,
that's beautiful.
And also I would go for artificial intelligence. Yeah, because this thing is an emerging thing. Yeah, I should be able to learn how to personalize this particular AI. Yes.
Yeah. How to make it work for you. That's beautiful. Those are beautiful perspectives. So looking ahead with you, with your hands up in the air, what's your long-term vision? What's your plan for the future of libraries? Where do you see libraries? And not just where you see libraries in the future with AI, like you just mentioned. Where do you see yourself as a staff of the library in the future?
Please, pardon?
Okay, yes, I was saying with AI and emerging technologies coming up on board and the libraries emerging, librarian roles emerging from just being bookshelf caretakers, where do you see yourself, or where do you see libraries in the future, in the coming years? Where do you see yourself? What role do you see yourself playing in the future of libraries?
So I have a dream, or I dream of African libraries being vibrant community hubs. I mean, places of learning,
Yes.
innovation, and empowerment. Not just places to borrow books, but it should be places where you and I can share ideas and solve our real problem. And I see myself uh, uh, I see myself continuing to champion open knowledge, digital literacy, inclusivity, and making sure that no one is left behind. So that's the slogan I'm standing on. Yes, no one should be left behind.
Amazing, 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 amazing. I would have loved for us to end the program here, but I really want young people who are watching this, young library and information students, young graduates of LIs, let them learn something from you. So finally, sir, what advice would you give to young professionals who are out there? What advice would you give to them?
Yeah, based on my story, I can say being a librarian is about service, not just sitting on that or in that beautiful office, right? So it is about creating inclusive, welcoming space where people can access the resources, information, and support their need. Now, to LIS professional, one, you need to find your passion. All right? You need to find your passion. Why? Libraries, people believe traditionally that libraries are just about books only, right? And libraries currently, they are about serving people, helping communities and making real difference. And then the second one, you need to get involved, engage in library related activities, attend workshops and events, probably organized by the organizations, maybe from your country, maybe here in Kenya, the Kenya Library Association, KLA, the School Librarian Associations, like the National, the Librarian Association of Nigeria, and so on. All right. So, and this one will help you to get connected with the professionals. All right. And then the last one, but not the least, is be a lifelong learner. All right. The field of library and information science is ever evolving, so it always be open. You need to be open to new information, skills, and experiences. Yeah. And the last one now, you need to seek inspiration in the impact libraries have. all right, you need to seek the inspiration in the impact libraries have. You know, libraries are places where people can learn, grow, and thrive.
Yes.
And that should be your driving force. Okay? And in our lives, you know, this road may not always be easy, especially with the cost of education, which can be a barrier to many of us. But let that one, it should not deter you. Okay? There are many other alternatives, paths to achieve your educational and career goals. So the key is passion, dedication, and the drive to make a difference. Yes.
Amazing. 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 Thank you so much. With this, we have come to a beautiful end of Librarian Spotlight Africa program for the month of April. But we can't go without celebrating and honoring David Koech with in the usual way that we do in the Librarian Spotlight. So I would like to let David Koech know something right now. David Koech, we've been working around the clock to get you a surprise guest, and I didn't want to pressure you. I didn't want you to to keep guessing and guessing, but we have a lot of professionals from Kenya here. I see Doreen. Doreen says she's watching from Kenya. There's Grace from Kenya. We also have Caroline from Kenya. So among all the people here, who do you think could be the surprise guest?
Mm-hmm. All right. Where is, you say Grace?
Grace Karanja.
Grace Karanja, yes. Yes, I go with Grace Karanja so that I can balance the equation. Yeah. To be gender sensitive.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So the surprise guest has been trying to come backstage to celebrate you, to honor you, and present to you this amazing certificate. But she has not been able to join us to present this certificate to you, but she has been actively participating online. She's no other person but Grace. But I think it seems you got that Grace wrong. Gladys.
Not Gladys, yeah, not Gladys.
Gladys.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gladys has been trying so much to come backstage and present this certificate to you in recognition of all the wonderful works you have done since your career in librarianship and information management, OERO, Open Access Movement. Thank you so much, David K. Koech. On behalf of Gladys Kemboy, on behalf of the Librarian Spotlight Africa and the entire team, I want to present to you this certificate for your exemplary achievements and exceptional contributions to the field of library and information science in Africa. It has garnered widespread admiration, and today we celebrate you. Unfortunately, there are no confettis here, so we can pour in the air, and there's not so much crowd here. If you are watching right now, please help us type some congratulatory message to our Librarian of the Month, David Koech. He has done so much, and we have heard from him. We've heard what drives him. We've heard his passion. We've heard him shed light on many of the things he does. In the Librarian Spotlight, we do not care about color. We do not care about age in the profession. We do not care about, what we really care about is your contribution, your passion, your skills that you bring into advancing library and information science in Africa. And with this, I would like to say thank you so much, David Koech, for all you do, and congratulations once again. Yeah, I see Victoria. Victoria says congratulations. This is well deserved. Awesome. Thank you so much. So David Koech would like to draw the curtain, or would let you react briefly or accept this certificate from us. Over to you, David Koech. Perhaps a closing remarks and acceptance before we go.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really, I'm deeply honored actually to receive this recognition as the Librarian of the Month and the Librarian Spotlight Africa initiative. This is not just a personal achievement, but it is an evidence power of libraries in transforming communities. And let me just say this, my journey has been driven by a simple belief: knowledge should be open, accessible, which is sharing is fundamental to education, and people should enjoy their knowledge rights, such rights to access to information and inclusive for all. Whether through the LMI-AFRICA blog, championing open knowledge ecosystem, which is open educational resources, or advocating for Kenya Sign Language interpretation, my goal has always been to break barriers and create spaces where everyone can learn and thrive. I share this honor with all librarians and knowledge champions across Africa who are working tirelessly to make a difference. And let's continue to build libraries that empower, inspire, and connect communities. Yeah, thank you so much. And I really want to thank my role model, which is Gladys Kimboy Wilson. She's a very good information professional. Actually, she's a good knowledge manager. I can say she's Mama Africa. I want to appreciate her so much. So thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. There's a comment from Keep Up. It says, congratulations, my friend from my own village, Tagulo. We grew up together. Also, I see a message from 21st Century InfoLibNet saying, congratulations, David Koech. You deserve this. So, David Koech, I want to encourage you to keep doing what you do. Let's keep advancing librarianship. Let's keep advancing open knowledge at our various countries in the different capacities that we hold. Thank you so much, everyone who has joined us today. Thank you to the Nigerian Library Association and to everyone that supports us. Before we close, I'm going to be leaving us with a message from LibTech, one of those IT, library, and information technology companies who support the work we do in Africa here. And I'm going to be playing that message shortly. But right now, it's goodbye from me. And I want to say thank you, and thank you once again. So David Koech, till we meet again, we'll reach out to you and we'll continue our conversations.
Thank you so much, and you are much welcome. Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, thank you for being here. Please, I posted the link for the survey. Help us fill that survey. We are currently doing a research to see how this program can help to redefine the perception of people, the public perception about librarianship, how Librarian Spotlight Africa can be an intervention using storytelling techniques to influence how people perceive the profession. That's part of what our research covers, and your inputs in that survey will go a long way for us. So once again, thank you and good night.
Okay, before we get started,
Bye.
I'd love to quickly share a library solution offered by one of our sponsors, a Lagos-based company transforming libraries in Africa through technology. LibTech has over 15 years experience in executing library projects across the country. And here's one of their projects implemented at the Department of Geology, University of Ibadan, as you can see on the screen. They've actually developed an integrated library software called Active Shelf, which helps to integrate local collections, open access resources, and paid subscriptions. As you can see, the interface presenting results in one search so that your library users do not have to move from one platform to another when doing their research. If you purchase this solution, you actually gain access to over 1 million free ebooks and journals for your institution, cutting across different disciplines. Active Shelf can be customized to suit your organization's brand, and for this particular demonstration, this interface is that of the Nigerian University of Technology and Management, Lagos State. Finally, I would love you to know that Active Shelf also comes with a back-end interface that helps the library carry out automation activities like user management, cataloging with Z39.50 protocol, local external data export, and circulation operations. So on the screen now, you can see our core benefits of LibTech solutions. And for further information, we would love to recommend you take a screenshot and reach out to them